Good morning. This is Don Walters coming to you from TheClinicalTrialsGuruVideo.com. Hey, I just want to touch on two issues today. One's an old issue, and that's on participating in more than one study at the same time. The other one is again about building rapport and getting people to trust you enough to divulge what's really going on with them. On that first issue, again, as I've said before, do not do multiple studies at the same time. If you're in one study, do not try to find another study to get into because you want to make more money or whatever other reason you may be doing it. It's not safe. You can do harm to your body, and you can also put those both of those studies in jeopardy, especially if something happens to you. It's not a good thing. Like I said, when you're going to these studies, sometimes you're testing new compounds, and the reason that you're in those studies because they're looking at the efficacy or the effects of that medication as well as the safety of that medication. So please do not do more than one study at the same time. And if you just rolled out of a study, a lot of times they ask for 30 days, and some studies may even require that you're out of previous studies a lot longer. Some I've seen 6 months, and I've seen some a year. To make sure that you want to make sure this medication is out of your system before you start trying another compound. If you're somebody that that goes into a lot of different studies. The other issue too about building rapport. It's extremely important to build rapport to get the person that you're interviewing to divulge information to you. And I'm talking to now the research site, and not people that are looking to get into studies. It's important to build that rapport. It's important to get that person sitting across from you that you're screening to trust you. Just from my own experience and talking to other people that have experienced this, and also talking to clients that have gone into studies, and you find out later on that they've got issues going on that may or may not have excluded them from the studies at the beginning, but they were afraid to tell you these things because they were afraid that if they did, they wouldn't get into the study and achieve whatever they were trying to achieve by going into that study, be it financial or looking for a better medication. So it's important to establish rapport. Another thing within that same arena of establishing rapport is sometimes what I've seen too is that sometimes female clients that are looking to get into a study may not be comfortable with a male interviewer. So keep that in mind for you guys that are at these different sites, that sometimes that if you're interviewing a female, she may not be comfortable telling you everything. And it's for whatever reason it may be, trust issues or whatever it may be, I don't know. But that's important. Sometimes too, the same thing with male clients being interviewed by female interviewers with the research sites, is that they just may not be comfortable telling you everything. Give an example. I had one client that was being interviewed, and it sounds a little silly, but this is reality. I had a client that was screening for a study, and he wasn't telling that female client everything that was going on with him. The reason for that, he said she was very attractive, and that used to intimidate him every time that he would sit in front of her and she would have to screen him and do ratings and stuff, so he wouldn't tell her everything that was going on. And I found that to be interesting. I had never heard that before, but just keep that in mind. These things can interfere with you trying to get the information that you need, so it's important to try to build the best rapport you can build and gain trust of that person across from you. So until next time, this is Don Walters signing off from TheClinicalTrialsGuru.com. Take